All right, well, it is 7 o'clock. Let's come to order. We begin with the roll call.
Arnold.
Here.
Beckwith.
Here.
Kutzinis.
Here.
Hamilton.
Here.
Do I have to say the people who are absent?
Yes.
Okay. Parker Peasy absent. Flores absent. Sutton absent.
We
Perfect. All right, Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, this is kind of weird.
Mission statement.
This many people, yeah.
To enrich, empower, and enlighten the people of the Warren Newport Public Library
District.
District. Public comment. Do we have anyone who wishes to speak in public comment? Seeing no one. Do we have any correspondence?
No.
Okay. Moving on to consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Yes, that was Beckwith and Arnold.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Nothing was removed from the consent agenda. President's report is on page 6. Does any other trustee have a report? If not, moving on to executive director's report, page 7. Any questions on the executive director's report this month? All right, is there anything you'd like to highlight in the report?
I think a couple of things I'll mention. The staff reorganization took place July 1st, and overall that's going well. It's not without its challenges, and we knew there would be some challenges, so we continue to engage staff. We've been pivoting. We're having a listening session tomorrow for staff to come in and talk to us about any issues and challenges, and continue to discuss why we made these changes. I think the back to school event was very successful. Again, that's the third year in a row. So we have a great partnership with Brushwood Center, and we continue to we'll continue hopefully this relationship for many more years moving forward. And just going back to the patron comments, I just wanted to point out we do respond to patron comments, and as an example, for Abby Jimenez, we looked into it, and she was going to be, I think, starting at something like $5,000, might have been more with first class airfare and that kind of thing. So those big name authors are very challenging for us to get. So but we do respond and we look into these things. So I just wanted to mention that for the record. And I think that's it. I'll talk a little bit about some building projects that are on the agenda. But yeah, so we're. High school's back to school, and with the changes we've made, it's early returns because we don't have the middle schoolers back yet until tomorrow, and that's half day, and we'll see how it goes. But early returns have been good in terms of the vault being this dedicated space for teens. We're shutting the door from 3 to 6, and then having it open the rest of the time so anyone could go in and use it. And so far, knock on wood, so good. It seems to, getting feedback from the space auditor about giving the teens a space where they can go and interact and have this dedicated space, and the collection of getting there has been a plus so far, so we'll see if it continues.
Teens have no problem opening the door when it's time to go in? Nobody's shy about the door being closed?
Oh, they're not shy. It's not been an issue as of yet that I've observed.
The only feedback that I've heard is they don't like the fact that it's called the teen zone during 3 to 6 because that's not very cool.
Any
What would they
suggestions? We have a
suggest would be
contest?
better?
Yeah, they should.
I don't know that there is anything better, but it's the one time that it's very much limited to those ages, so you have to indicate that in some way. But, it's not cool to indicate that.
Okay.
Do we need any changes to the vault policy?
So Gina is actually putting together all of the policies that might need just tweaking with the
Okay.
names. And she'll give that to us, and then we'll bring that forward as a larger group.
All right. Any other questions or anything else on the executive director's report?
So at the risk of sounding completely out of touch. What is Spawn?
Spawn is a comic.
Ah, okay.
What page are you on?
On page
Graphic
5, it was
novel.
one of the comments.
Don't feel like that a touch, because I asked the same question. What are they talking about?
Yeah.
It is a graphic novel by Seth MacFarlane, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
They didn't capitalize, that's hard. It's not capital.
Oh.
All right, old business, security surveillance system update, page 18.
So our system has been live for a while. And the update really hasn't changed. We're waiting for a few minor items before we have the final, overview to make sure everything's complete. So glad we have the system live before back to school, but it did take too long, and so we're not completely satisfied. I mean, we're completely satisfied with the system, and the training has been good. In terms of the project of the vendor, it was mixed results, but it's almost finished, and we're live, and we love the system. So those are the positives.
this
So they
one
didn't
has-
do a timely job of installing it, but they did install it properly.
Right.
Okay.
The
Got it.
communication wasn't the best. They started off, and they had a little momentum. But I think what happened, according to the vendor, is that, that it was over the summer. They have school clients. I think they were getting pulled out of different directions. And I don't have too. I'm somewhat sympathetic, but at the same time, I have a lot of patience when you bid and you say you're going to get a job done
Right,
this
right.
time
Mhm.
period. That's not our problem. That's their problem. So, but once we, called them on it. They got it done when we wanted to get it done. But yeah, and I think that's unfortunately what you have to do. With vendors, even if they're professionals, you have to
Yeah.
still, do some project management and
Mhm.
have meetings and hold people accountable. So I think you all know this from your your day jobs or previous day jobs, right?
So the new system has higher resolution video. Can you actually see faces clearly in this one?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Where there, we talked about this at the last meeting. There's the things like the heat mapping. There's things like you can identify a patron, and then the system can follow the library if necessary. So there are limits. Thanks to the law, I think the system can do more if the law allowed it. So, but that's good. We want limits.
But heat mapping is allowed under our current,
Yeah.
so I think that'll be very useful in conjunction with some of the space changes. we're
Yeah.
making.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're super excited about it. So
Dick
yeah.
was very excited that we had that capability. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, send me that data."
Yeah, because most libraries don't, the vast majority of them. In fact, he's like, I think this is the first library I've been to that has a system that can do this, so. yeah.
All right, any other questions? Strategic plan update, page 19.
Yeah, so, hopefully you've had a chance to read through this. So I feel like we have accomplished a tremendous amount in the strategic plan. In fact, there's only one goal that's not listed, and that goal has to do with the culture of innovation and establishing a committee or team to focus on innovation. But I feel like even without that goal, we are doing a lot of innovation currently. I feel like we're on track. I mean, one thing I will point out, and this is a board goal for me, is the website. So that is discussed in here on page, let's see, where's the website?
Page 19.
19.
Thank you, 19. So, so I think at this point the one thing we decided to focus on is like the current website. We have to get it, like we've essentially, I don't want to say neglected the website, but it's one of those things over the years. It's had different owners, and with staff transitions and whatnot, we discovered, okay, there's some errors, things aren't being updated, so we put a task force together to really focus on that. So in the meantime, we are trying to figure out the best approach to redesigning the website, whether it's to go out for an RFP and do it that way, or the various options. So that's where we're at right now. So we're in the process of talking with others that have done this recently. Meeting with the director of Waukegan soon to talk to them about their process. So we're still getting the data, but we know that we are on the clock to get a plan back to the board. I think by October we said so. So it's something I want to point out. In terms of all of the goals that are listed here, I feel good about where we're at, although I don't feel great about the website. And it's just a big project, and yeah, we'll get there, but just wanted to mention that, point that out to the board. That's where we need to focus next several months. Any other questions about anything else? Any questions or concerns about anything in the report, or someone have any questions about following up on some of these goals?
No other questions? Next on our list, we have a new business, Secretary's Report. Approval of regular meeting minutes from July 16th, 2024, page 25. And if I remember correctly, we had members absent for this one.
Looks like Celeste was
Celeste
absent.
is
Yeah.
absent, so everybody here can vote on it. Do we have a motion to approve it?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second. Thank you.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained. All right, next we have reports of standing committees, page 30. And again, finally, because we had Celeste unable to come, so everyone here can vote on this one as well. Do we have a motion to approve?
I move the reports for the Committee of the Whole meeting August 13, 2024 be approved as presented.
I'll second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Carried. IFLAR, on page, page 31, approval of monthly financials, we will have to defer till next month, so there is no motion to be made,
That
because
is-
we don't have the financials to review.
That's correct.
So, that is moved to the next agenda. Illinois Public Library Report, IFLAR, page 33. Has everyone had a chance to review the content of the report?
Yep.
Any questions, any concerns identified? If not, can we have a motion to approve?
I move to approve the 2024 Illinois Public Library's annual report, IPLAR, to be submitted to the Office of the Illinois Secretary of State pursuant to law.
I'll second.
Let's do a roll call for this one, please.
We would like a,
Oh,
you
yes.
said roll call, I'm sorry.
Yes, roll call for this one,
Mhm.
please.
Beckwith,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Hamilton,
Aye.
Flores absent, Sutton absent, Barkapisi absent, Katsinas.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. Next, policy 1061, page 50. Catherine, would you like to walk us through the changes on this one?
It's been a while since we did this one, but yes. I don't think there's anything of real consequence that's been changed.
No, there wasn't.
We updated the address. That was about the biggest catch.
Any other questions on this one? Can we get a motion?
I move that Board Policy 1061, harassment, discrimination, and retaliation be approved as presented.
I'll second that.
Let's have a roll call for this one, please.
Hamilton,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Beckwith,
Aye.
Barkapisi absent, Sutton absent, Flores absent, Katsinas.
Aye. Motion carried. Let's move on to policy 703 on page 68. That was
Oh,
the
I think we missed
Wait,
one.
we missed one.
Study rooms.
Did we? Oh, yes, we did. Study room, sorry. Page 64, right? Yes.
Correct.
Want to walk us through the changes on this one? I'm looking for, these are the cheaper.
Do you want me to?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so we have a couple new ways that you can reserve a study room. So we have the kiosk, and then we have an availability to do so on the website with a library card. So we wanted to spell that out, as well as indicate the names of our desks that you can now go to do so.
All right. And the kiosk is really easy to use.
Oh, good feedback.
Any motion for this one?
I move that board policy 3053, study rooms, be approved as presented.
I'll second. Roll call for this one too, please.
Beckwith,
Aye.
Hamilton,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Sutton, absent, Flores, absent, Barkapezi, absent, Katsinas.
Aye. Now, policy 703 on page 60. It's the internal mirror to the external one that we already approved.
Yes.
No substantive changes here. If there are no questions, I will move that personnel policy 703, harassment, discrimination, and retaliation be approved as presented.
I'll second that.
Roll call for this one also, please.
Arnold,
Aye.
Beckwith,
Aye.
Hamilton,
Aye.
Flores, absent, Sutton, absent, Barkapezi, absent, Katsinas.
Aye. Alright, that moves us to consolidated election, page 74.
Yeah, just wanted to point out that the timeline has shifted. There was a law that was passed that moved up the consolidated election. It's April 1st, and thus everything else has moved up. So the first day to circulate petitions is today, and they are ready and they're prepared. They're on our website. So if you look at the key dates on page 74, you'll see November 12th is the first day to file nomination papers. November 18th is the last day to file. November 12th is a Tuesday, by the way. And then you've got the last day to file objections, November 25th, January 13th, which is if you wanted to bind an advisory question on the ballot of the consolidated election. I don't foresee that happening for us. Ballot certification deadline, January 23rd, and then the election is April 1st. So I pointed out in the packet that November 12th, right now we have committee of the whole, which we decided to reschedule from the 5th because of the general, the big election. And I just wanted to, maybe this is not a good discussion considering we're missing 3 trustees. Maybe we want to wait till committee of the whole, but I wanted to throw it out there that, does the board want to consider going back to November 5th? But I do know that at least one trustee has some obligations that day, and then I think the other trustees might be on their phones looking at the election results, and I'm a little preoccupied. So that said, we can certainly do it on the 12th. If Gina will be here all day working hard, so probably would have her stay home, and we could have someone pinch it for Gina that night if we proceed in that fashion. So
I will not be here on the 12th.
okay.
Let's put this discussion on the committee of the whole, and we have more people present.
Yeah, makes sense. But, and also, just an alert, we're, I've talked to one person that's interested in running, and there may be some other interest, but that's, something that.
Yeah, I made an inquiry too. I don't have an answer yet, but it would be good if if this person said yes too, then we'd only need to find one more person.
And I've got somebody else I've reached out to as well. I
Oh,
don't have
cool.
an answer yet. I could,
Okay.
I'm asking very hard.
I called on Saturday and I keep thinking, well, let's see, how long should I wait before I call him back?
But I'll say, for the record, I'm happy to spend some time with someone, have coffee, talk to them about the role from my perspective, and I know whenever I talk to someone about it, I volunteer, tell people to come to a meeting, see what it's all about, watch the YouTube videos, and I know any of you would be happy to get a coffee with somebody and talk to them about the position.
Sure.
So
So anyone who's interested in being on the board needs to file the petitions currently? I mean, because the vacancies that'll happen next year won't be like middle of the term vacancies, they're
Exactly.
end of the term. Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Correct.
Yeah, this is a standard public open election. You have to use nominating petitions, go door to door, or find people that are registered voters. You need a minimum number of signatures on those petitions. It's at least 50, but it might be
We
higher.
confirmed it's 50.
Okay.
It's 50.
What did you say?
It's 50 signatures.
50, but
Yeah, because we thought it might.
You
be-
can't
couple
just get
extra,
50, because
yeah.
one place you can go to get signatures is you can stand outside the library, and people with reciprocal borrowing, they have to live in our district for that to
Right.
be a valid signature.
Live in the district and be registered to vote in that election.
Yes,
And
so,
just historically, traditionally, people will sometimes sign a paper not knowing what they're signing. They may not necessarily read that they aren't eligible to sign, and they
Mhm.
sign anyway.
yeah.
Which, again, if nobody challenges a petition, it doesn't matter, but there have been challenges in the past as well. Any other questions on the election? None. I love April Fool's Day as our election.
No fooling this time, George. It's really happening that day.
All right, talk to us about meeting rooms flooring.
So it's underway. I have a picture that I'll pass around so you can see what it looks like. I think they finished today.
I hope they do. That's
They're
what
still working on
Michelle
it.
said.
Yeah.
Unless
But-
they're gonna add any quarter round, which I don't think that they need to.
Yeah, so, but we, there's, they need to like settle and dry and they need to air it out. But so I think we're set to, did we carve out the next 2 weeks?
Wow.
Yes,
Yeah.
next
Very
week.
Yeah,
nice.
so we did tentatively,
That
but we
looks
might be able to do
great.
this, yeah.
It's amazing how much it lightens it up in there.
Mm.
So what kind of flooring is this?
It's like glue down, like, laminate.
Yeah, so, should be easier to clean and, yeah, so we're excited about it. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Because we talked to foreign people about the acoustics should still be good. I guess that will proof is on the pudding. We'll find out soon enough. But yeah, so that's exciting. And then another major project scheduled for this year, which I think we're looking at November, December. We don't have a date, but we are looking into improving the AV. So we want to get an AV system that is more user friendly.
Less of an antique?
Yes, so easy for staff, but also easy for the public, because ideally, it would be nice to have the public be able to use the meeting rooms and use the AV, because right now, one of the reasons in our policy that they can't use it is because we have very limited number of staff that they can use our system, the staff alone. So, the times where we've made exceptions for like intergovernmental partners, you've got to make sure you have someone here, and it's an antique, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are we looking at the recommendation from the space audit to make screens available on both halves of the room?
We are, and we're continuing to talk about that. We at least, if we just do the one screen, if that's what's in the budget, we at least want to put that in place with the idea that we can utilize some of that existing technology and the other screen things to smooth these efforts. So we are, yes, we are considering that as we move forward. And maybe we'll decide we want to move forward with that, but yeah, we're still looking into it. But at the very least, if we just do the one side, we want to do that, lay the groundwork to do the other side at some point, so.
All right. That brings us to other potentially actionable items.
Can I ask about, I still have on my desktop materials selection. What is the status of that, or is it, did I leave it there by mistake?
Let me check.
Okay, I thought there was
Something pending.
a reason why it came up. I think we wanted to strengthen it for people, for book banning.
Mm.
Isn't that right?
I thought we did.
Okay.
Didn't we indicate that you have to be a cardholder, WNPL cardholder?
Mhm.
I thought we did. But we'll double check, we'll
Okay,
double
yeah,
check.
Yeah.
double check, because if it's done and then I'll just delete it.
So we added that to the reconsideration form.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Anything else? If not, public forum, anyone wishes to speak in public forum? I'm looking at the empty chairs. Announcements. Any other announcements?
I just want to give some details for the intergovernmental picnic. I do have the official invitation, which I'll forward to the board. So it runs from 5:30 to 7 with intergovernmental remarks at 6:15. So there was a question at the last meeting, what was the time? So 5:30 to 7 at the Viking Dance Hall, and I'll get you that invitation. I think it's hamburgers and hot dogs, so if you happen to be gluten-free, let me know, and I'll reach out and see what we can do.
I'll just eat before I go.
All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second.
Wendy,
As
second?
Wendy.
No, that was me.
All in favor?
Aye.
We did it.
Aye.
Hi.
Opposed?
Sorry.
Abstained? Motion carries. We're adjourned at 7:28.